Welcome, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Random Talks with Tracy. You know how we do it around here. Always the hottest topics and the best vibes. Today's episode is jam-packed with all the gossip, drama, and debates you love. We're talking about PDD's fall from grace, the First Lady's Aso-ebi launch, and why people are so mad. We'll also get into Oxlade's shocking story from his time at LASU and the hilarious debates on Nigerian comedians. Who is funny and who just isn't hitting the mark. Trust me, today's show has it all. So sit tight and grab your popcorn because we are going in. Let's kick things off with some serious tea. So I know you all have heard about the PDD drama. The man is facing serious legal trouble. He's been arrested on sexual assault charges and honestly is looking really bad for him. I mean, this is the same PDD who dominated the music industry for decades. What's even crazier is how Howard University responded. They revoked his honorary degree and returned his $1 million donation. And they also canceled the scholarship program. Can you imagine the message that sends? It's like the school is saying, we don't care how much you have, we won't stand by this behavior. I respect Howard for that. Like, how many times do we see institutions or even governments back home look the other way when powerful people mess up? Money talks, right? But Howard University showed integrity, and honestly, we need to see more of that everywhere, especially in Nigeria. So here's a thought. If something like this happened to a big celebrity in Nigeria, do you think schools or institutions would react the same way? Or would they just sweep it under the rug and keep quiet because of the influence or money involved? I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Is Howard's decision a sign that we need to hold our celebrities accountable too? Okay, anyways, I want to know what you think. Now, let's dive into some fashion and politics. Our First Lady, Remi Tinubu, has been making headlines, and not for the reasons you might expect. She just launched an Aso-ebi ahead of Nigeria's Independence Day, and guys, people are not having it. So here's the deal. The First Lady's launch stirred up a lot of drama online. Folks are upset, saying things like, how can she be launching an Aso-ebi when the country is going through tough times? I mean, it's true right now. Right now, a lot of Nigerians are really struggling with the economy, and this move feels a bit tone deaf. Some are even drawing comparisons to Patience Jonathan, saying she at least pretended to care about the people. But to be fair, some people have come to Remi's defense. They are saying maybe she genuinely cares about the country, and this is just a way to celebrate her heritage. So what do you think? Was this the right move? Do you think Aso-ebi is a way to unite us and celebrate our culture? Or was it a misstep given the tough times we are going through? And while we're at it, let's talk about Dame Patience Jonathan. Is she still the most relatable First Lady we've had? This one is really dividing opinions, and I'm curious to know where you stand. So drop a comment because I want to hear everything you have to say. Who do you think wore the crown of First Lady better? Now, let's get into a story that really caught me off guard. Our boy Oxlade recently revealed something wild. In an interview, he shared that he had to drop out of Lagos State University, LASU, not because he wasn't doing well academically or anything, but because he was being harassed by cultists. Yes, you heard that right. Oxlade says his fine boy status made him a target for these cultists, and he felt he had to leave to protect himself. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, what? But apparently, this was a real issue back in the day. Former LASU students have come forward saying it wasn't uncommon for good-looking or innocent students to get targeted. And here's the kicker. Apparently, Pokoli and Bella Shmurda had similar experiences. Like, this wasn't just a one-time thing. Thankfully, things have improved a lot at LASU, and a lot of that credit goes to former Vice Chancellor Olarewaju Fabohun. He really helped clean up the system, but it's just crazy to think that this kind of stuff used to happen. I just have to ask, how safe are our schools? I mean, if students are dropping out because they are being harassed, that's a serious issue. Shout out to Oxlade for having the courage to speak out. What do you think about his experience? Have you or anyone you know faced anything similar at school? I really want to hear from you guys on this one. Now, let's lighten things up with a little bit of comedy drama. So, an influencer named Daskini decided to stir the pot on X, saying that some of Nigeria's most popular comedians like DJ Chicken, Pella, and Salo just aren't funny. And as you can imagine, that did not go down well. People came out defending their favorite comedians. Some folks were like, girl, you just don't get the humor. Others, though, agreed with her, especially when it came to choosing memes. I got to admit, I'm not really a big fan of DJ Chicken myself, but here is where it got really interesting. When it came to Lai Washabi, people were not having her critic. Lai's fans flooded the comments saying he's one of the smartest and funniest comedians we have. And honestly, I'm with them. Lai's humor might not be for everyone, but his jokes are smart and they hit different. So what do you think? Is that skinny right, or is it just a case of different strokes for different folks? And which of these comedians crack you up the most? Let me know who your favorites are and if you agree with her takes or think she's just missing the point. Now, this segment is something we need to talk about: celebrity cancel culture. We touched on this a bit earlier with PDD, but I want to take a deeper dive into how quick people are to cancel celebrities these days. On one hand, we have situations where holding people accountable is a must, like with Diddy's allegations. But then we also see people getting cancelled for much smaller things, and sometimes it feels like public opinion shifts overnight. One minute someone is loved, and the next they are being dragged all over social media. It's crazy, man. Now, we're talking about cancel culture. Let's bring it back home. Which Nigerian celebrities do you think are untouchable? You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones who, no matter what they do, their fans ride or die for them. Is it Burna Boy? I mean, the man has been involved in a few controversies, but somehow his fan base stays loyal. And what about Wizkid? He seems to be in his own lane, minding his business, but I feel like no scandal can bring him down at this point. Then there's Tiwa Savage, queen of Afrobeats. She's had her share of personal drama, but her music keeps her at the top. I want to know, who do you think is Nigeria's most uncancelable celeb? And do you think they've earned that spot, or is it just because their fan bases are crazily loyal? Now, let's end today on a lighter note with a little debate. Nigerian comedy has blown up, especially with all these Instagram and TikTok skit makers. But here's the real question. Are skits funnier than the stand-up comedy these days? I mean, we've got a lot of hilarious skit creators like Brother Shaggy and Tauma who are killing it online. But do they compare to legends like Basket Mouth or AY, who've been holding down the stand-up scene for years? Some people say that skits are easier to digest because they are short and quick, while others argue that nothing beats a well-crafted stand-up routine. So what do you think? Are you more of a skit lover, or do you prefer a good old-fashioned stand-up show? Drop a comment and let me know who your favorite Nigerian comedians are. Skits or stand-up? Anyone? And who's been making you laugh the hardest lately? Wow, we've covered a lot today. From PDD's legal mess to Oxlade's shocking lasso story to who's funny and who's not in Nigerian comedy. You're on fire in the comments, and I loved every minute of it. Before we wrap up, let me know what topics you want me to cover next time. You know, we are all about keeping it fun, real, and unpredictable on Random Talks with Tracy. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest updates. Until next time, stay blessed, stay informed, and most importantly, stay you. Love y'all and see you on the next one. Bye.